we've got some news that we have to discuss because today is Monday, June 3rd, and one of the bigger dominoes that we've been waiting to fall in the Vikings offseason has finally fallen.
You're right. Dalton Reisner did sign back with the team.
Now, that was last week.
Well, then what do you mean, Ev? What are you talking about?
Brett Favre is coming back.
No way. Now that would be a story bigger than what actually happened today. Tell us, Ev, what happened today?
No, what actually happened today, probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning?
It was 8:18 when he tweeted it out.
Adam Schefter, that is, right?
No.
JJ did?
JJ. He wanted to do it himself.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, dang it. I went on a rant last week, and first opportunity, I totally muffed it. Justin Jefferson.
So Justin Jefferson has officially signed his contract extension with the Vikings. It's been a long time coming. We even talked just a few weeks ago about, well, maybe the Vikings wait another year and see how things develop.
Well, but then we realized we were wrong on the length of his contract. We were thinking at the time, they've got this coming season and next season under the current contract.
But they still had this season.
Yeah,
right?
But that would have been it. Like, he would have been in a Kirk Cousins situation where his contract would have expired in March, if not for a restructure or re-sign, which thankfully this morning they announced that it happened.
So what were the official details of the contract?
So it was an extension. So he was already signed through 2024. It was his 5th year option. So I think somewhere just shy of $20 million for this year, but fully guaranteed. And the contract he signed, or that was made official today, is an extension on top of that. So he signed a 4-year extension for $140 million with something like, I'm pretty confident I've got the right number, $89 million guaranteed at signing. So all that to say, he's locked up contractually with the Vikings through the 2028 season, so 5 more seasons, because this year still counted. They didn't rip up his current deal for what is it, almost $200 million for 5 seasons. Well worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it. And I think I even saw, this isn't super important, but I think I saw that his cap number for this season ended up going down by like $10 million, so it opened up a little bit more space for the Vikings.
I think his cap number this year and next year is still like $1 million.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I don't know exactly what it is, and we could probably pull up over the cap, or I don't know if anything's officially official yet.
I saw something, maybe I'm wrong, but I saw something that said it was $1 million this year and $1 million next year. Okay. That's his base salary for the next 2 seasons, but his cap hit is $8.6 million this year and $15 million next year.
Okay. So, and I'm pretty sure his cap hit before this restructure or extension for this year was going to be close to that $20 million. So they saved, I thought I saw somewhere around $10 million in cap for this season, which, I mean, that's a starting level player. If your first team left tackle goes down, then you can try to go out and sign somebody who may be out there. That was just a quick example. I don't have any idea who's available as at left tackle in free agency right now. But they already had a little bit of wiggle room in cap space. I think even before this, they had something like $16-ish million in cap space for the coming year.
Yeah, and the Vikings are up to 27.7
nice
in cap space now.
And yeah, we did talk with Dustin Baker, which our conversation with Dustin Baker will be coming up here in a few minutes, but we did talk about potential guys that could be signed. We've referenced his articles in the past few weeks about potential free agents, so no big move for a free agent is probably going to happen, but at least they have some cap space if a doomsday scenario happens where somebody goes down and you have to quickly pay a lot more than you would have for a free agent that's on the street right now.
Do you think the Vikings, and this would actually be a really good question for Dustin if we were going to record coming up with him, but we recorded in retrospect a few days ago. But do you think that now that there is more cap space, do they restructure anyone else to maybe put a little bit more on this year so that they're not as liable in future years? That'd be a good
question. And maybe one that would be more prevalent if we knew, because next year And of course, this was before the Justin Jefferson signing. Next year, they were looking at quite a bit of cap space available for free agents and guys like Darisaw and other big name guys that might be coming up. So I don't know. I think they're doing pretty good, and I wish I knew exact numbers, the way they sit. But I think even for this year and definitely for next offseason, the Vikings are doing pretty decent. So they might be in position to sign a big name free agent in March, like they did this past season with Jonathan Grenard, and the insurance policy with Sam Darnold, who is cheap for a starting quarterback, but wasn't the cheapest option out there. They could have gone way cheaper. So I think cap space wise, the Vikings are looking pretty good. And yeah, maybe there's some development that needs to happen, but on the field wise for this year, there's a lot of things to be excited for. So,
agreed.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We should all be happy Justin Jefferson is locked up for the next handful of years. And the outlook of this team is looking pretty good. Young, maybe not so experienced right now, but in future years, there's a lot to be excited about.
Yes, a lot to be excited about. I think Kwesi has really proven himself this year. I think this offseason was kind of the make or break year for him. Mm-hmm. You get stuff right this year, and you keep your job for the next several years at the very least. But you get things wrong, especially something like this with Justin Jefferson, and now all of a sudden you're on the hot seat.
Yep.
And you're on the first plane out of Minneapolis because you lost your job.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think this deal really solidifies that this offseason was arguably Kwesi's best, definitely since taking over as the GM for the Vikings, and maybe the best that he's had in the NFL.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about it. I think I said last week or the week before that the Vikings very well could be sitting in a similar spot right now that the Raiders are sitting in right now. The Raiders, they're looking at a QB1 of either Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. They have not a lot of big name players on their roster. They did just get looks like a home run head coach signing, but the Raiders, there's not like a bunch of exciting things to be happy about for them. And the Vikings very well could have been in a similar spot if they've totally flubbed the quarterback situation, which we can argue back and forth if you wanted to really about they needed Kirk Cousins, and because they didn't sign him, it's a bust. But either way, they solidified the quarterback position with QB1 and quarterback of the future, depending on how you see Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. They locked up Justin Jefferson, which that's enough they got it right. And yeah, he's expensive, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history right now. But you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that says Justin Jefferson is not worth being that highest paid player. Maybe weird Cowboys fans who think CeeDee Lamb is way better, but whatever.
Well, I listened to a few of the talking heads today, and they were saying that now that this deal is done, CeeDee Lamb is now going to find himself under what JJ got.
Yeah, not too far under.
Not too far under, but like there was kind of maybe this game of chicken going on between the Cowboys and the Vikings of who's going to go first, and obviously the Vikings have. But they made it pretty clear, the talking heads on ESPN, that CeeDee Lamb will be below Justin Jefferson in terms of the clout in the contract, the dollars behind the contract. So, again, not too far below, but Justin Jefferson should feel pretty good that he'll be the highest paid wide receiver for a long time.
At least this season. I don't know who's going to overtake him.
He might be the highest paid wide receiver for a while.
Yeah.
And he will hold for at least this year the highest paid non-quarterback. So
yeah, I would guess CeeDee Lamb, because Justin Jefferson got an average of 35 a year. With this extension, I would guess CeeDee Lamb, his contract will be an average of something like 32, 33 a year maybe. He's really good. Any team, including the Vikings, would be very happy to have him, but I'm glad we've got Justin Jefferson instead of him. I'd take them both, but if I could only pick one, the obvious choice is Jefferson. So.
Yeah, so very exciting and just a nice little cherry on top to a pretty good offseason so far for the Vikings.
One more note on Justin Jefferson, and I think you'll agree with me, and I think I've hammered this point home a couple of times before, but how amazing did he handle publicly all of everything in the last really couple of seasons? Being asked basically every time he goes in front of the media, like, hey, what do you, at least somebody will ask him once, so what about an extension? Where's that at? He's always given quality, solid, politically correct answers, always has been nice and good to the team, has never tweeted, weird poems about hating life. He's always, the NFL puts him in the front of the franchise and the league as far as marketing goes. And he says the right things and does the right things. And Vikings fans should be very happy that he's on our team, and I would buy my kids his jersey. Like, just seems like a good dude.
Yep. Yeah, and so he will, if I could make a bold prediction right now, he'll find his way definitely into the Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
At US Bank Stadium when he's done playing, and I think if he continues on the trajectory that he's on, he'll easily be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think he's already made the case for Ring of Honor. Like, if it won't happen, but if for some reason tomorrow he woke up and physically couldn't play football ever again, like his legs just melted overnight or something, I think you could make the case already he is Ring of Honor worthy. Hall of Fame, no, probably not with his current numbers and longevity, but already for Vikings Ring of Honor, you can already pick out where they're going to put his name. Like, I think that's a given.
Yeah. Well, again, really exciting cherry on top of what's been a fun off season to kind of track. And now we're getting into the thick of June and July, and we get into mini camp, and we get into training camp and all that kind of stuff. So definitely some more stuff on the horizon.
Absolutely. As
we go through the summer months.
Yeah.
So
how can people, even if you're not a brewery, how can people reach out to us?
You can reach out to us in a lot of different ways. YouTube. We've been getting quite a few comments on YouTube lately. Yeah. So thanks for that. Those of you that have been interacting with us there. You can send us messages on Facebook, Twitter. Those are probably the two main kind of social media platforms that we're on. Instagram a little bit.
TikTok a little bit, yeah.
TikTok a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are great places to connect with us. But you can also just email us, theskolhop@gmail.com.
And we will reply.
we definitely will.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, and our website too, Skol Hop. The Skol Hop?
theskolhop.com.
Theskolhop.com. You can find links to everything from there, even episodes and YouTube videos. We're there.
Yeah.
And even merch. I'm repping our Skol Hop shirt. Evan had it on last week.
That's right.
It was a different one. We're obviously not sharing a shirt.
We even have coffee mugs.
Ooh, yeah.
So even if you don't like beer,
about those.
But you like a good coffee mug with a good old Vikings logo on it.
Yep.
Skol.
Well, our version of the Norse logo with a hop. Yeah, check us out and let us know you're there.
Yeah. Good episode.
Great episode. Best episode yet.
We just keep getting better and better.
Every time.
We're like a fine wine. We get better with age.
Or a good hazy IPA.
They
actually
IPA.
Don't get better with age. Don't age your hazy IPAs. It doesn't go well.
You can age some beers, but not
a hazy. It turns very vinegary. It's not good. Not a good idea. Drink them when they're fresh and great, like this hazy forecast from Back Pocket.
And this one was.
Yep. All right, man. Until next time.
Skol.
Skol.